I'm Rachel Hartwell. I attend the South Kansas City campus along with my husband, Phil, and our 3 children. And today I'm going to share with you the name for Jesus that I use the most, which is Lord. To be the Lord is to have dominion and power over another person. It's to be the master. We see that throughout Scripture that Jesus is actually the Lord, the master of creation. In the beginning, Jesus was there creating. According to John, by him, everything was made that was made, and nothing was made without him. We also know when we look at creation, throughout the Psalms, we hear about God's manifold works and how the Lord was part of that. And we know Jesus was the one who was there creating everything. In Philippians 2, we're told that God exalted Jesus so that at his name, every knee will bow and every tongue confess that he is Lord, that he is ruler. The Gospels actually portray Jesus as Lord over a lot of things. And the goal there is really to show how he is unique. And even compared to other ancient gods at the time, he had dominion and authority in places that they did not. So, for example, Jesus was Lord in the wilderness. When he was tempted, he was Lord. He is Lord to bring food and nourishment to crowds of people, much like God provided manna in the desert. He's Lord over the winds and the waves to calm the storm. He's Lord over the Sabbath rather than being made for the Sabbath. He's Lord over demons and Lord over sicknesses and all kinds of infirmities. And we even see that he's Lord over death itself. He actually raises to life 3 different people, and it shows his lordship, his power, and his authority over all things, including death. And of course, his own resurrection shows that he is the one to whom nothing else, no power in heaven or earth is above him. He is the one ruler. So he is the Lord. He's the Lord of all lords. But he's also my Lord. And this is a choice to surrender and to submit to him. I acknowledge with David, who said in the Psalms that my times are in his hands. And that means I have to trust him. I have the benefit of seeing how Jesus, of reading about how he fulfills all of these ways that he's the Lord and ruler, unlike people who walked at the same time as him and didn't have the beauty of seeing him provide at just the right time for Lazarus, even after he had passed away. And so I've seen that and seen the testimony of him raising from the dead and being Lord over death, over evil, over all things, means that I need to be faithful to remember that in my own life and to follow him. And what does he call us to? He calls us to pick up our cross and follow him. In Luke 6, he says, "Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and not do what I tell you?" And this is right after he's given the Sermon on the Mount, where he basically flips everything on its head and says, you should love your enemies, pray for those who hurt you. You should give generously, not expecting someone to return anything to you. You should forgive. And he goes on and on to really point the disciples to what it looks like to choose him as Lord, is to choose to believe that his death and resurrection are what makes him king and not us king. And so we can lay down those rights and privileges that we think we have for God, just as he did. And so that's kind of my... Personally, when I say Jesus is Lord, it's a reminder and a recognition of his place and who he is and my place in comparison, that he's the one to whom I submit and to whom all things, all circumstances really bow and come beneath and under his authority. And that gives me great hope.